guitar player.
Big Dad Rich, the reason your mama gets child support, baby.
John X, bass player. How's it going, baby?
We're Texas Hippie Coalition.
All right, we're here at the Mayhem Festival, and as we were saying last time, we got to gabbing too much. We didn't really get to too many questions, so hopefully we'll get to them this time. For each of you, let's start with the pretty basics. How did you each get started in music? Did you come from a musical family? And how old were you when you first started dabbling?
Go ahead, youngin.
I was probably about 12 when I started, and I have a couple grandpas that play a little bit of guitar, and they kind of helped me, want to start learning and love music. But I don't know. What was the other question you asked?
Yeah, you got to do one part, so not three parts with Cord here. Let her know how you got started, what brought you to where you are now, all that.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. Everything I loved in music was the guitar. So eventually, one year for Christmas, I got guitar lessons, and haven't stopped since then. Once when I was 12.
Nice.
He's badass. I swear he's a badass. Man, at an early age, my parents, they were hippies, and they had stacks of these things that are like, what games are to kids today, what Halo and all these other games are to people today, albums were to me. And the game system wasn't a Sony or an Xbox, it was actually an RCA record player. So totally different game system, totally different style. But I used to spin them big old LPs and just listening to all different kinds of great stuff. Steve Miller, ZZ Top, Bob Seger, Steve Miller. I mean, my dad just loved everything, all kinds of music. That's where I got turned on to Waylon, Willie, and Johnny Cash. And then when Johnny Cash got his own TV show, that's when I was like, man, Dad, that's what I want to do. I want to wear all black, and I want to talk to the crowd, and I want my music to affect them in the same way this man's music does. And that's why we try to keep it real. And been in bands since I was 19. Luckily enough, not too many bands. This is actually my third band here, and I never really had, like all the greatest musicians around me and everything when we started out, but later on in life, I just decided there's a bunch of really good musicians and badass bands around. So I just went out and started stealing.
And didn't you say some of them were kind of like competing bands too back in the day?
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, me and John, you wouldn't really call them rival bands because, I would borrow their lights, they would borrow my amps. It was always something.
Be like, hey man, you playing this weekend? No, okay, then I will.
I need your stuff. So, wouldn't really call them rival bands, but the other bands. But then still in John, and then on through life, things happen. The bull, we call the music business a rodeo bull. Some people get thrown off, and when that happens, you have to go out and find people like Timmy the Hitman, who's not here today because he's suffering from
got some kind of cold,
ear, nose, and throat shit that's been going around.
We told him not to kiss
summer
her.
cold.
Don't kiss her, Timmy.
I said don't kiss her.
Got to be careful of them Colorado girls. And Cord here, we were lucky enough. We just did kind of like a search on Facebook to find a guitar player, and out of 3,000 and something entries, we narrowed it down to 4. And Cord was like the first one we let come over and play, and he's just so much fun to be around. And that's kind of where me and John are in this business. Me and John get along great. Everything works great between us. We just want to surround ourselves with people that are easy to get along with, easy to take the stage with, and easy to write songs with. Cord is all those things. He's always got a smile on his face. That smile always puts a smile on mine, so everybody knows Big Daddy happy, everybody happy.
That's true.
But, me and John started this band a decade ago, and that leads us up to where we are today in music. Just a red dirt metal band, just happened to be out on one of the largest touring metal festivals in all of North America.
How does that happen?
Just makes me smile like Cord.
I'd stop cheesing you. I had to grow a beard just so I couldn't see a big old cheesy smile I had.
Tell them, John, where'd your beginnings?
Oh man, I started off with my grandmother. She, sent me down. I go spend the summers with her, and I play piano. She sit me down and I used to bang on it. She was like, one day, was like, all right, we can't do this anymore. She actually taught me how to play it. You know?
I remember we were in Kid Rock studio, and I heard the piano and they're getting it, and I was like, who the hell is in there on piano? And I go under this John. I was like, John, that's beautiful, man.
Well, you can't
Known
use
him
it like
forever,
I
never
do.
even knew he could play piano. Go ahead, sorry.
I forgot I could do it, man. That's what happened. No, I just did that, you know, and my grandmother really got behind me, encouraged me. Kind of like Richard, listened to a lot of albums. You know, started playing, looked around town, and where we came from, there wasn't very many bass players. So I was like, all right, well, I can corner the market on this bad boy. So here we go. And then, you know, here we are, man.
Yeah, John remembers the days where you know, it's funny because people ask, you know, what are you making? You know, back then we were making probably $300 or $400 a week, working hard, and then we'd spend 60 of that on gas money to get to the show.
Oh, yeah.
We weren't earning cash.
Spent $1,000 on a $100 show, boy. We was ready to go.
That's the truth.
Any
Yeah.
show that only cost a couple $100, we were down.
That's right.
But it sure does feel good to be getting paid in Johnny Cash today.
Now, when I interviewed you the first time, I didn't ask you my signature question, did I?
I don't believe so. I don't think we got to any questions.
Okay, I have a few little outlandish questions that I ask everybody just because I can.
Right on, right on.
So they're kind of silly. Hopefully you're not offended.
No.
We don't get offended at all.
Good. First
Corn.
one. If you were a unicorn and you could be any color, what color would you be, and would you have any special powers?
Oh yeah, I'd be black and I could blow flames at you.
Nice.
I would be the
More like
most
a demon
wickedest
unicorn, I think. I'm not
ever.
sure. Instead of a horn, I'd have fire just sitting out that son of a gun like that.
Cord would be rainbow colored.
It would just be dancing.
Of course you'd be
I can
orange.
shoot anything I want to.
Cord says orange is the new black.
Oh, he did.
That's a good
It
series,
is in
though.
Brazil though.
And to see him in a thong in Brazil is the funniest shit you ever saw.
Glad
Don't catch me.
I wasn't there for that.
Okay, next question. Feel free to pull in dead people. What's your biggest musical fantasy?
That's a tough one, too.
This one fantasy comes up if you win.
I know, it's women. I don't think we can say that on air. I'm not sure.
You don't have to worry about me.
Man, you know, when it comes to musical fantasies, I don't know, but for some reason I've always wished that I could catch Queen. You know, for some reason, you know,
The original
just because
lineup,
you
not
said,
the Adam Lambert?
Yeah, just because you said dead. You know,
Yeah.
we've had the luxury of catching Queen.
Oh, yeah.
With was it Roger Waters?
Yeah.
Bad Company.
Just
Yeah,
getting it, boy.
Yeah, and he did a great job. He did a great job. And my thing about that band is I love everybody in that band, the guitars, everything. You know, if you could just have that original lineup back on stage just to catch and watch.
Yeah.
Now that would be awesome. But you know, like, I don't know why, just because you said, you know, had passed or dead or whatever. Just like if we could get Dimebag on stage or something, you know, to watch him and
His brother played
Rex
Oshkosh last
and
night.
Vinny and Phil all together. You know, I've been asked that question many times. You know, what's the next album you'd like to hear? What's the next show you'd like to see? And I would be a Pantera show, you know, for sure.
Most definitely.
I'd probably like to jam with Dime or Randy, you know. Either one of them, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Or both of them.
Yeah.
Hell yes, baby.
Now, after this tour, what do you guys have coming up?
And you know, the single drops here in the next week, and then the album comes out on 9/9/14. So we'll be out in total support of that. We're verifying some headlining stuff across the Midwest right now. Hopefully get this tour under our belt, get this single out there a little bit. Hit that Midwest and West Coast and Southern Hemisphere throughout the latter part of this year, and then maybe around the beginning of next year, which they always love to do, send us north in the dead of winter. We'll be back on the East Coast and tearing it up north. There's a lot of stuff on the table right now. The group that we're with, the agency group, they're always throwing stuff at me nonstop, and we've been getting a lot of good offers as of late, and looking at a lot of good stuff coming up. And One thing on the table it's not for sure, it's just kind of iffy, is being with Clutch after Christmas through the first
Oh, Clutch is
Clutch
so
is like one of my
good.
favorite bands.
Yeah, they're
I've seen
awesome.
Pantera, you know, I always lie and say like 75 times because it sounds really cool. I've seen them 420 times. No, but I've actually seen them about 30 times, no bullshit. And now I've seen Clutch about 20, 25 times. And we actually got a chance to open up for them on the last day of the end of the world. What was it called? 12/21/12.
Yeah.
The last day on Earth.
Yeah.
Last show on Earth.
That was it.
And it was great being able to play with
Play
them
with the Fillmore.
and watch them, because I go see them all the time. But
Not the
be able to
Fillmore
play
in
with them.
Detroit, huh?
Fillmore, Denver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of our favorite places to play, Colorado, baby. And,
Yeah. I was gonna say,
not
you know,
just for all the legalities, either, just because the great people, they know how to rock the radio station there, KBPI, Willie B, and all them people there. They know how to rock and roll, and they keep that town rocking. When THC's there, we're just trying to keep them mile high, baby.
yeah, I was gonna say one of the first bands I interviewed was actually Clutch. You know, this is going on 15 years for me this year.
Right.
And I just remember when I did the interview, they just kind of put a mound there and was like, "What do you want?" I was like,
Man, they party like nobody else parties, and they still do right now. They ain't slowing down, and they're not slowing down with the rock and roll and the music they are putting out. I love that band, and so we're hoping that tour works out for us.
Yeah.
We hope that they'll see that we're a perfect fit for it and get us out there with them.
Yeah, I like the fact that they actually tell a story in their songs.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, what's funny, man,
being
is
a
like,
writer.
you get this
Everything's
stuff
got a
from
groove, man.
like
Yeah.
this band is searching for a band that has a single, a top 40 single at this moment, is good touring throughout the East Coast or something like that. It's always something weird, you know, with some kind of numeric, whatever. Clutches is always like, Clutch is looking for a no bullshit band that can pull a real crowd. You know?
Yep.
I always love how they word their stuff. So, you know, we're just hoping that
If you got the balls, come on our tour.
yeah, we're just hoping that the business end of everything works itself out for everybody involved. You know, we're just ready to take the stage and, you know, be Earth Rockers.
Nice. Well, I hope that does go through with Clutch, because that would definitely be a good show. Now, as far as the music goes itself, do you guys have links that you want to plug? Anything like that?
Man, you know, everybody knows they can go to thcoutlaw.com.
Check it out.
We're lucky enough to have like nearly 100 chapters worldwide. I'll find all of them on Facebook. You know, if you're in some state, your state might have a chapter. So I know there's like 9 or 13 countries or,
I got one
or
in
20
Finland
something.
and stuff. I think I
It's
just
all
opened a
kinds of
Belgium
crazy.
chapter. I was like, awesome.
So, you know, you can hit all that stuff up, but definitely THC Outlaw. Go check out the THC paraphernalia store, you know, and I promise anything you buy, I won't pay child support with that money. But, you know, of course, you know, follow Cord on Facebook. He's always posting stuff like
He's
crazy.
such a good guy. Look at him. He smiles all
John
the
as
time.
well on Instagram and other things, you know.
Follow Richard
John
as well.
Exall, Cord Pull. You don't want to follow me because I never say shit.
Talks about himself a lot.
I'm an invert. A pervert invert.
You ever seen a man tweak himself?
You know how people are like, you know, I don't want to be at the back of the bus. I'm that guy that wants to be at the back of the bus. So if you do get a chance to check these guys out, do follow them, because they're pretty good at keeping everybody up on where we're going to be, what we're doing, and stuff like that. As for me, I can't really report too much of what I'm doing. A lot of law breaking.
Now, before we go, one last thing. Do you guys have any advice for people who might be interested in getting started in the music industry?
Learn all you can about it. I mean, all the ins and outs, all of it, and don't ever stop. It's the best advice I can give. Just if that's what you want, keep going. Don't let anything stand in the way.
Yeah, I think John's right. There's so many different avenues of this business. There's not just the songwriting part. There's not just the jamming part. There's not just the taking the stage. There's also the promotion, the rubbing elbows, the doing favors to get favors, just all kinds of crazy stuff like that. So to give somebody direction in that business area, I think it's going to be different for everybody. Everything's going to fall in place in a different area. But one thing I will tell you that you bands need to realize is that 5 of you may live in your hometown together jamming in your garage. The chances of 3 of you making out of that garage are pretty good. beyond that point, whoever stays on the bull is just a badass.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people want to go back home, they want to stay home, or a lot of people can't just handle what it takes to be out here. I mean, these guys, these bands taking the stage here at Mayhem, they're taking a beating every day. You look at bands like Body Count and Mushroom Head going out there spilling their blood and their sweat and their tears and everything they have on them stages, even though it's only a short period of time, they're giving us like 30, 40 minutes. It'll bleed you dry. It'll bleed you bone dry. It'll leave you dead at the end of the day.
That's how good
There's a lot of
music is,
demanding stuff going on. You want to take care of all media. You want to take care of everything. So what you have to realize is that you're going to lose some people, but replace those people with great people. Replace those people you want to be around day in and day out. Replace those people with talent and keep going. Do not give up. Because once you say, well, old boy quit, band's done, you're all screwed. No reason for one guy to quit to leave you sitting at home playing your Xbox.
Cord will tell you, never stop, right?
Never stop, yeah.
Do you have any other advice there? Because I know you just kind of got with these guys, so you know, how do you feel about how you guys got started with Facebook and stuff like that? Would you recommend that people check out stuff like that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I know how I got started was kind of through Facebook with them. You know, just throwing up a video, hoping they like it, and luckily getting in the band. But you know, just never stop and never settle for okay.
He actually, when I told him that we were calling, there was 3 other guitarists that we were going to bring in. He got upset and was like, hey man, there's no reason to call those guys. Just give me the job. I'm here. Let's go. Just call them up and tell them they don't got to come to Texas. I'm from Texas. I'm already here. Why make them guys drive 2 straights? Hell, one guy was from Brazil, so he's like, why make a guy come up through Mexico into Texas? Just take this old Texas boy. And I was like, damn.
Then he came in and just
very convincing young man.
Okay, I mean, look at little smiling guy.
Look at it.
That's all I know how to do.
That's all I know how to do.
That's right.
Damn
play guitar.
All right, guys, any closing thoughts, final comments, things we didn't get to that you want to make sure we talk about?
Man, just want to remind everybody the CD's coming out on 9/9/14. Everybody out there, man, if you come out and you see Mayhem, give John Reese a holler if you got his phone number. If you ain't got his phone number, hit Mayhem up on all things media, all things Mayhem. Hit him up and let him know that THC whooped your ass, because that's what we're doing. We're coming all the way from Texas just to kick y'all's ass.
Nice. Thanks so much, guys. Have a beautiful rest of the tour.
Thank you very much for having us.
Bye.